Can I just say that you are so busy? There is so much going on. You're probably getting stuff ready for work so that you can take maternity leave. You've got stuff to get ready at your house, not to mention your baby and that placenta are draining all of your energy and you want to nap at any possible moment. So you're thinking, I want to get prepared for this birth, super smart, but I also have no time to do it. How am I going to fit it in? Today, I'm going to give you some options, and I'm here to tell you that the option is not just muscle through a 15-hour birth class. I got you. We can get you prepared in a short amount of time. Okay, the first thing is to stop being so rigid. I know when Hillary had her first baby, I thought, I got to schedule this hospital class. By the way, I am so old that that's pretty much all there was. And so it was Tuesday nights at 6 p.m., which means we had to leave our house at 5 to drive to the hospital, find parking. Hospital parking. And then I had to sit there in that hard chair. Hospital classes and a lot of birth classes are pretty darn rigid. They're at a specific time because that's when the teacher can teach them. But with the dawn of the internet, there are so many different options out there that can really get you prepared in a very flexible way. Want to do it all on a Saturday? Sure, get in there. Want to just watch a little bit, as you're getting ready in the morning? Let's do that. Let's get you ready in 15-minute increments. You can really tailor this to both your schedules and your learning style. And that is the good news as we are here in the dawn of the internet. And this actually comes from a whole post on one of my websites. I'm going to put the link for that one down below. It has some of the birth classes that I recommend that are not so rigid. By the way, taught for my hospital Tuesdays at 6 p.m. People absolutely loved it, but they were starving. A lot of times the other partner wasn't there. They were tired. Those chairs absolutely sucked. So I think it can be a really good class. Not always, but it can be. But the rigidity of it makes it really difficult. Okay, the second thing is that you actually need to do a little bit of work, which you need to do on your own. Even if you take the 15-hour birth class at the hospital, there is still something called a birth plan that I recommend everyone go through. Now, this is not a plan for how you want your birth. It is if everything falls into place, this is what I would really like. I think it's so important to go through that with your partner, not only for labor, but also postpartum. That's the good news. You can kind of get an idea of what you want all of that to look like in a perfect world. Because, you get to that 37-week appointment and your doctor says, hey, I think you might want an induction. I think it's good to have thought through, hey, an induction sounds good to me, or hey, I would prefer not an induction because I absolutely hate hospitals. I think it's just good to have thought about those things in advance. Doesn't mean you are going to refuse the induction, but it's good to just have thought through what your options are in labor and delivery together before you have to make the choice as the clock is ticking. I actually have a whole free birth plan series. I'm going to link it down below for you guys. I also have a free postpartum series that will come to you as well. Super helpful. Okay, as we're talking, I look at birth classes on the internet, of course, because I'm Hillary, the pregnancy nurse, but there are a lot that are like, come join my 15-hour birth class. And I am here to tell you that is taking a lot of your time in things that you probably don't need to know about. You're looking just for the basics of labor and delivery, and I think that can be taught in a 3 to 4 hour time frame. Now, there can be extras and bells and whistles that you can extend your class for, but if you are looking just for the basics because you are a busy gal, I would look for one that's 3 to 4 hours in time length. I think you can really get through it in that time. I actually have a class that I recommend that does that. I'm going to put the link down below. But I think a lot of people are like, oh, it gives me 15 hours. It's $500 versus one that's just 3 hours and it's only, under $100. And so they pick the 15-hour one, but then never get through all 15 hours. So they would have been better off saving that money, buying more onesies, and head into the $89 birth class. Okay, here's one you can do, especially with online classes. And I call it book club it, because I love it when my friends get information from a book, they come back, they tell me the high points, and then I can tell them the book that I read and tell them the high points, and we all move on. Now, of course, like any good book club, you want to make sure that you have amazing snacks, but maybe a birth class, you and your partner can split up the sections and each take a portion and give the high points to the partner. Now, caveat. Some partners are going to think that it should be the pregnant person's job to do all of the sections and then give them the high points. And I'm here to tell you that that is not a great habit to get in. I would recommend that you guys each take a few of the chapters. If you, as the pregnant person, are really interested in a specific chapter, be sure to take that one, but your partner can take some of the other chapters and high point it for you as well. Is this going to be as good as you guys watching the videos together? Probably not, but it is an option if you guys are super busy. And I love how this option starts some conversation between the two of you, because I think that is an important part of the birth class, is remembering You are going to have a baby and you're going to be raising this baby together. And how are you going to manage all of that? Now, some of you might be thinking, I want just the CliffNotes of labor and delivery. And I am here to tell you that is an option as well. In the online prenatal class for couples, there's actually just key point videos if you buy the bundle. So you can get just the high points of each section of labor and delivery. Those videos are about 5 to 10 minutes in length. And so it can be nice to go through those. I will say a lot of people get the full class and then do the CliffNotes right before they go into the hospital. It's a great review. But if you just want to CliffNotes things about labor and delivery, that can be an option for you as well. And as a girl who loves some CliffNotes, I read the whole book, but I would get confused. So I love me some CliffNotes. Anybody else a CliffNotes user? Tell us down in the comments. Do people even use CliffNotes anymore, or do we just ask AI? I don't know, but these are CliffNotes from an expert, way better than the ones from AI. I can guarantee it. Okay, now we get to the section where I tell you what not to do, because it can be really tempting to do some of the things if you are a busy couple and you just want to get prepared and not have to spend a lot of time on it. Number one is a lot of you are just watching a few social media channels, and especially calling out the people who are just watching a few Instagrams or TikToks. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who has made thousands of Instagrams and TikToks, that is not enough. I can't give you enough information in a 90-second, usually under a minute, because those end up doing better on social media. You just can't get enough. So a lot of you are here watching me on the YouTubes, and I'm so glad that you are here, because that at least gives us a little bit more time to dive into things a little bit more fully. But I don't want you to think that watching the Instagrams and the TikToks is enough to get you prepared for labor and delivery. Now, some of you out there are just head in the sand. You are just ignoring it entirely. Now, I don't think those people are probably even here watching this video, because if you're here and you're still watching me, it shows that you are at least interested in getting prepared. But I am here to tell you that ignoring it entirely can be a recipe for birth trauma. So just getting some basics in can really help you feel more confident in the labor room versus head in the sand. You just feel terrified the whole time you're in the labor room. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, I'm going to these appointments. Won't my provider prepare you? Maybe they will prepare you, but your provider has a finite amount of time at those appointments. So they can either spend that time telling you how to go to admitting and what you're going to wear in labor and delivery, or they can apply all of those things to your situation, your hospital. So if you get the basics, you can use the short amount of time that your provider has at those appointments to apply the basic information that you have to your situation. So I'm a huge fan of getting the basics done on your own so that you can really apply them with your doctor or midwife at your appointment. And another thing a lot of people do is they just focus on baby prep. Where are we getting the cute nursery rocker? Where, how many onesies do I need? All those different kinds of things. And while I think it's important to be prepared for baby, you may be surprised by how little your newborn actually uses of all these things that you've gathered. So make sure that you're putting birth prep and postpartum prep on your list to do as well. Now you're here saying, Hillary, you have so many videos on YouTube. I'm just going to watch those. And I think that can be a good option. Between my 2 websites, all of my social media channels, and my YouTube channel, I will say that 80% of my birth class is available online in some form. If you want to spend all of the time looking at all of those articles, watching all of the videos, but I'm here to tell you that it is all curated into one place in the online prenatal class for couples. So come join me in there. It makes it super simple. One of the things that preparation does is it prevents stress at delivery. And a lot of you are thinking, I'm going to be stressed out at delivery, but I am here to tell you that there are different types of stress at delivery, and there's a lot that you really want to avoid. I have a whole video on avoiding stress at delivery that I think you guys are really going to like. Thanks for joining me here on The Pregnancy Nurse, where we get you prepared, not scared, for your upcoming hospital birth.